bam, bam, and you do what they told you. What's up, is a Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums. And let's talk about the latest Jeff Rosenstock album, SKrAm. So Jeff Rosenstock is a pop punk singer-songwriter, and he has been dropping one amazing album after another. We have We Cool, and then Worry, and recently he dropped No Dream, actually last year. And No Dream is one of my favorite pop punk albums of last year. It's incredibly energetic. It's loud, it's fiery, it's intense as hell. It's got its emotional moments, blunt lyrics about being really sad and the world just crumbling around you. And yeah, Jeff Rosenstock, he released a ska version of this album basically after sort of talking about how much he wanted ska to have a comeback during an interview with Anthony Fantano. Then, in this year's April Fools, he announced that he will be dropping a SKrAm album, and nobody took him seriously because it's April Fools. But on April 20th, he actually dropped it, and it's actually pretty damn good. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I still prefer No Dream over SKrAm any day. I love the intensity of it. I love the loudness, the noisiness of it. I really love the very intense pop punk guitars and drums on that album that make it emotionally so much more powerful. But the ska version of this album is honestly kind of brilliant, kind of an ingenious move in a sense, where he pretty much takes the same songs, the same chord progression, the same lyrics, the same melodies, but flip it completely from pop punk to ska punk. And a lot of the songs here are still really friggin' good. The album opener, No Time To Skank, is amazing with its tooting keyboards. It's very danceable, it's very fun, and an awesome lightning strike kind of way to open off the album. Similarly, the second track, Airwalks, Alt, has these fun drumsticks and a slick bass that gives it a lot more momentum. Some of the tracks on this album are actually kinda better than that of No Dream. We have SKrAm, which is the title track on this album, and with more horns and less blaring guitars, there is actually more room to breathe on this track, and many other tracks on this album as well, making it more enjoyable if you're more of a laid-back type guy. We also have the track Horn Line. Now, if you remember correctly, State Line is actually my favorite track off of No Dream because it's easily the tightest structurally, and I also just really like the chord progression and how the song goes. But Horn Line, while I like that it feels more intimate, it just doesn't quite hit as hard as the original one, and it doesn't really have that effect that I really like. The track Leave It in the Ska. It's really funny how a lot of these titles are like ska, like SKrAm, with emphasis on SKA, and old SKrAp, and then we have the Rudy of breathing. It's pretty funny, but yeah, Leave It in the Ska is more quiet, and I believe that this track is also a little bit more well composed than the original. The track Rudy of Breathing is more sad and dreary in that the vocal performances are way more toned down than that of the original, and it really fits the tone I think that this track is actually going for, and I actually really appreciate that. Old SKrAp is another track where I'm not too completely, oh my god, it's so shiny. Oh my goodness, I'm burning. But yeah, Old SKrAp is another one of those tracks on this album where I'm not entirely completely sold on the whole ska transition thing. And this track basically does a ska bit in the beginning, and then for some reason, the first chorus is just extremely noisy punk, and then afterwards it just jarringly transitions into really relaxing and almost kind of tropical flavored ska, which is a really funny idea, but did it pay off well? Not really. Then we have the track Asterisk 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 Ska, and With this version, it actually ends up sounding a little annoying and kind of repetitive. Checkerboard Ashtray, however, is amazing on this album. This version of Checkerboard Ashtray is amazing, or the original, which I forgot what it's called, but this version is amazing because the sweet and sour chord progression of this track really shines through with these ska instrumentals, and it really just fits this genre of music so much more. But other than that, the track Monday at Back to the Beach is very soaked in delay and reverb effects. It just feels like a really drab cut. And we have tracks like SKrAm and Pick It Up, and while they're not bad, not at all, in fact they're pretty good, they're just nowhere near as solidly structured or as emotionally conveyed as the originals. But still, overall, I really appreciate the fact that Jeff Rosenstock actually make an album like this, and it's actually pretty good for the most part. And I'm happy that ska has made a bit of a return on this album. And I know that there are ska artists out there nowadays still, but this is fire. This is flames. So yes, my favorite track here is either No Time to Skank or Checkerboard Ashtray, and my least favorite is Monday at Back to the Beach. I'm giving Jeff Rosenstock's SKrAm a 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to SKrAm from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. I have tons of albums to review in May. So next few albums I'm going to be reviewing would be Mon Laferte with Sace, Greta Van Fleet, latest album, Lil Yachty, I'll probably talk about it, Yukika, I'll probably be talking about The Armed with Ultra Pop, and yes, and so much more. Squid is coming out with a new album very soon. And so does Ice Age and Weezer, and then later in the month we're gonna have a new 21 Pilots album, and it's yeah, there's a lot to review, and Sons of Kemet and the Black Keys. Wow,